Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Attempts are being made by Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu to rebuild the new Bloodline status on SmackDown as the United States Champion. It would appear that Sikoa has been replaced as the leader of the Samoan Werewolf, but it is possible that Sikoa is working against Fatu in conjunction with a 7-time National Wrestling Entertainment Champion. It is highly possible that the answer to this question is affirmative, particularly when taking into consideration the fact that the former 3-time world champion has also held the Intercontinental Championship, the NXT Championship, and the NXT Championship multiple times. Tag titles in question is Drew McIntyre now. The Scottish Warrior isn't the biggest fan of the Bloodline, but recently it seems like he might be conspiring with Solo Sikoa. It all started last week when Solo Sikoa's timely interference nearly handed Drew McIntyre the victory, but Damian Priest got in the way that prevented him from winning. There was a suggestion that suggested that the two might be working together, which led to a disqualification this week once again. Fans may have been concerned about this possibility. Observe that during a section that took place backstage, Sikoa was adamant that only McIntyre was involved, should be given a chance to compete for the FOD title in the United States. This is very suspicious and may signal that come back to 205, obviously, at the end of the day, this is nothing more than a matter of opinion. But the street champion will do everything in his ability to assist the 39-year-old opponent in winning. Speculative thinking: if Sikoa is working with McIntyre, it is impossible to determine, let alone if he is working with him. Plans to betray Fatu in some way. Solo Sikoa has been called out by Nicholas for attempting to scam him over. As was said before, Fatu and Solo Sikoa participated in a portion that took place backstage alongside SmackDown Championship. GM Nikasis made the revelation that the fatal 4-way fight for the United States Championship will take place during the segment. It was a significant announcement that caused Fatu to feel some discomfort. But, in the end, his response indicated that he was prepared for anything that was going to be thrown his way. The Samoan Werewolf, on the other hand, was flung at him further than Sikoa was disheartened, and he asserted that Nicholas was attempting to take advantage of Fatu. However, Aldis was quick to correct him, and he simply put it as follows: Sikoa in his face by suggesting that it was actually he who was trying to screw his cousin, which caused Sikoa to be shocked and caused the entire WWE Universe to gasp over the accusation. All indications point to Sikoa eventually betraying Fatu, and the next few weeks will certainly be interesting. On the other hand, all eyes will be on Backlash 2025, where fans may have the opportunity to witness said betrayal. The cracks in the Bloodline have never been deeper, and now as watching the WWE Universe. As Jacob Fatu moves through the SmackDown roster with unrelenting rage, rumors have begun to circulate that Solo Sikoa may be orchestrating a quiet rebellion from within. What is even more shocking is the possibility that he may be aligning himself with the legendary 7-time WWE Champion in order to dismantle the monster that he once welcomed as family. The tension in the Bloodline has increased since Roman Reigns disappeared after losing the undisputed WWE Universal Championship solos. After declaring himself to be the new tribal chief, Sikoa appeared to strengthen his position by recruiting Jacob Fatu, who is both unpredictable and dominant. However, FO's explosive debut and immediate destruction of top stars raised eyebrows not only among fans, but also within the Bloodline itself, according to sources close to the situation. Rumors have begun to circulate about Solo's unease, despite the fact that Jacob's dominance in the ring was intended to safeguard the legacy of the Bloodline. However, his actions have been attracting an excessive amount of attention. His unapproved assaults, such as the recent brutal assault on Kevin Owens backstage and the destruction of LA Knight during a commercial break, have captured the attention of WWE officials and possibly even Solo himself. However, what if Solo never intended for Jacob to dominate forever? According to sources within the company, Viper Randy Orton, also known as who has been largely silent since narrowly avoiding injury during a backstage altercation with Fatu a few weeks ago, has long had issues with the Bloodline. But some believe that Origin's interest in the group isn't just about revenge. Rather, it's strategy. One theory that is being floated backstage is that Solo Sikoa has been seen having private conversations with Randy Orton, who is a 7-time WWE champion. That one of WWE's most cunning predators, Orton, saw Jacob Fatu as an ideal weapon. But it's worth going back to because Orton and Solo might be doing something big. On screen, Solo is acting as Fatu's ally, but behind the scenes, Orton is assaulting. They could be collaborating to control and destroy the monster they unleashed. Randy Orton's place in history as Legacy's leader and a pivotal actor in evolution when you combine Orton's knowledge of the strength of alliances with Solo's quiet, brooding personality and her increasing anger at Jacob's violent outbursts. A clandestine partnership doesn't seem so far-fetched. The following comment was made by an anonymous WWE producer. Solo Sikoa is not a fool. He knows that if Jacob F gets too much power, he might be the one sidelined next. He needs a countermeasure, and Randy Orton is the perfect one. First, on a recent SmackDown, Solo was seen on camera hesitating before joining in on a post-match beatdown that Jacob had started. Then, when the show ended, Solo walked out of the ring silently, leaving his cousin behind. Subtle moments, such as Orton's promo 2 weeks ago, without mentioning names, are also being pointed to by insiders. Many thought Orton was referring to the entire bloodline when he said that some monsters need a bigger snake to defeat them. However, looking back, it may have been directed squarely at Fatu. Another mystery is why Randy Orton would help Solo. It could be a combination of vengeance and redemption. Orton still hasn't gotten over being eliminated by the bloodline in 2022. And if he can defeat one of its most terrifying new members while collaborating with the man who is attempting to rebuild the group in his image, it would further solidify his legacy. For Randy, the unpredictability is the spice of life, and his alliance with Solo gives him just that. However, Fatu presents a whole new challenge. He's more than just a soldier. He's a loose cannon. Randy has shown signs of being more cunning than previously believed, and he took over the bloodline through cold, calculated elimination of denders like Jimmy USO and public humiliation of Paul Heyman. What happens next? WWE may be hinting at the next chapter of this clandestine battle, as Randy Orton is set to make an appearance next week on SmackDown during a program featuring the bloodline. If Fatu goes off script, he might ruin everything that Solo's worked to restore. Building it as a confrontation is the stated plan. But what if that's only a front? Fans have also noticed that in recent advertising graphics, Solo and Fu are purposefully placed on opposing ends of the room. Is this because Solo wants to show Jacob that there is a new alpha in the room? Or is he trying to lure Orton out for a secret deal instead? Subtle visual storytelling that has become synonymous with WWE when establishing massive feuds. Snake and Spike, a moniker merging Orton's Viper identity with Solo, were also shown in leaked internal merchandising mock-ups. While Samo and Spike have made an internet splash, WWE has yet to verify their authenticity. On top of that, the bloodline civil war could turn into a full-blown war between Orton and Solo and Jacob Fu, who could even bring back Roman Reigns. This storyline has the potential to culminate in one of the most chaotic matches in WWE history, with Orton and Solo standing side by side in the cage, confronting Fatu and his reinforcements. Who knows? Maybe the alliance will be confirmed next week, or is still simmering away behind the scenes. Is Solo Sikoa plotting to betray Jacob Fatu? Is Randy Orton the key to the Bloodline's downfall? The saga of Bloodline is far from over, and Solo Sikoa may not be as loyal to his creation as he claims to be. With Randy Orton lurking in the shadows, the future of Bloodline could take a dark turn, where betrayal isn't just expected, but weaponized. It's almost as if the island of relevancy that is Wwe is going to burst.